everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a reversible tank top out of some scrap fabric. If you have any scrap fabric left over, this is a perfect project. You just want to make sure that your fabric is stretchy. If you want to make it the way I did, you're going to need two different colors. I'm going to be using this pink and this blue one. So now I'm going to show you how I made it. If you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe.
So to make this reversible top, I wanted one side to be the blue and pink I just showed you, but I decided I wanted the other side to be this green fabric I had, so I just cut this one out before adjusting the pattern for the other side. I cut out one of the front and one of the back. Then I took the pattern and put lines for where I wanted it to be pink and where I wanted it to be blue. I made sure to label it so I don't get mixed up. I also made lines for notches so I can line it up better while I'm sewing. I cut out the pattern with some scissors so that I could cut it out on the fabric next. I also made sure to mark where there already was seam allowance and where I would have to add it while cutting the fabric. Then I got my fabric and cut out one of each piece. The pink one had lines on it, so I made sure that they were all facing the same way when I cut out my pattern pieces. So I just pinned all the pieces together and lined up the notches, and now I'm just going to sew along where I pinned to make the full front and back pieces. To sew them together, you can use a zigzag stitch, but I used a straight stitch while pulling on the fabric so that it stays stretchy afterwards. I did this because I like the look of this more than the zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. After it was all together, I ironed it so it lays nice and flat, and then attached the shoulder seams together by placing the front and back sides right sides together. I did this for the green pieces as well. I put the two sides right sides together like that so they're facing each other, and I'm gonna sew all along the neckline, the front and back. Once that was done, I clipped into the seam so that it lays nicer when I flip it right side out. Then I turned it inside out so that I could attach the shoulder seams together next. I used the burrito method, which is where you put the top inside the strap so that you can sew them right sides together, and then you turn it right side out. You want to be very careful to only sew the straps and not anything inside it, because that can make things very difficult. So here I'm just turning it right side out, then doing the same thing to the other side. Once you do both sides, the strap should be all done, so now I ironed it nice and flat. Now it looks like this, and then I connected the side seams. You want to make sure that you attach the same seams with the same fabric together, and that you're matching up the seams for the pattern side so that it looks nice and connected and not weird and disconnected. Once I did that, all that was left to do was the hem. I tried out a few different ways to do it, and it took me a while to figure out how to do it good while keeping it reversible, but I ended up folding under the hem of both sides and using a straight stitch all the way around, but this time I didn't stretch the fabric because that made it look wavy and weird. It still looked a little wavy and stretched out the way I did it, so I used an iron to steam it, which really helped to shrink the fabric, and I was really happy with the final product. And this is how it looks. I can see myself getting a lot of wear out of this, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and give it a like.